to welcome all of you to join us. We traditionally begin with our land acknowledgement, and then we'll carry on. We acknowledge that the Canadian Office of the Nightingale Initiative for Global Health in Ottawa, is located on the unceded, unsurrendered territory of the Anishinaabe Algonquin Nation, whose presence here reaches back to time immemorial. We recognize that the Algonquins, as the customary keepers and defenders of this land nearby, look after the nearby Ottawa River watershed and its tributaries. We honor their long history of welcoming many nations to this beautiful land and uphold and uplift the voice and values of the Anishinaabe Algonquin Nation. With this, I'd like to open by welcoming everyone, all of you attending, and to bring a thank you to our co-hosts, the United Nations Institute for Training and Research, UNITAR's Saiful York Center at York University in Toronto, our co-sponsors, the Commonwealth Nurses and Midwives Federation, the Global Academy for Holistic Nursing, and the Integral Nurse Coach Academy. And with this, I'm going to be welcoming Dr. Maria Teresa Tess-Panizales for our opening prayer. This is a poem that she wrote, and we use it traditionally to open every session. Tess, would you like to speak before I open the slide? Tess, unmute, please.
Thank you very much, Diva. Yes, welcome. We're all excited to welcome our Middle Eastern student nurses and their faculties accompanying them on this. I think this is our last Student Nurses Voices Speaker Series, right? So we're really encouraged by the past 6 series that we have just accomplished, and now we're looking forward to hearing from you all. So yes, we could start with the healer's poem.
Okay, I've hit share, and I'm opening. Okay. Okay, wait. I have 3 things to have, and this one needs to be open. Where is it? Here it is. You see it?
There you go.
Okay, good. I'm going to
put it.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
Play from start, and you proceed.
The healers. It hurts to see the suffering. Our patients. Our communities.
Anyone.
Our world.
Okay, I'm sending you now
Julie,
what I...
Excuse me, Julie, please mute. Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead, Tess.
Next slide. To be a witness where care cannot be reached. Where care cannot be given. Where care is a high price to pay. To hold the hands when life slips. When the newborn drifts. When honor and values are robbed. When our own identity is such that is left unknown. The humanness of being a nurse is more than what is visible. It is what is within. One who longs for a just world, for peace in the midst of suffering. Or the moment of fleeting joy. One who dares to fight, to hold hands with you, with everyone. As we too are your partners. We too are part of that circle. We too are healers. In building a better world. Thank you so much for listening to this poem, and hopefully it will help us propel to the next journey that we are going to go through right now, but the same token to your own professionals. Thank you, Diva.
You're welcome, Tess. Now Tess is on her way to her work. She'll be listening. She's attending from work, and she'll be back to us a little bit later. Now I'm going to open my introductory remarks with a brief slideshow to share a few of the ideas that this series has been based on. Oops, I have to stop share Tess. I forgot about that. I have to end her slideshow.
Good evening, everyone. Hi.
Good evening.
Hi, dear. How are you?
I'm good. Good. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to share my open introductory slideshow, and then I'll be back to all of you.
Great.
Uh-huh.
Diva, this is Tess again. We just would
Yeah.
like to remind everybody that the bios of our speakers and
Yes.
everyone participating in this series are actually posted on the chat room. So please
Okay.
feel free to browse on them.
Thank you, Tess, for reminding me about that. Brief introduction to the Student Nurses' Voices from the Middle East, June 10th, 2025. Just to let you know that all of our work with the Nightingale Initiative for Global Health is derived from Dr. Barbara Dossey's theory of integral nursing, the integral model of and our 4 advocacy mandates. And all of these mandates are being implemented in this session with all of you today. Encourage self-care, engage nurses' voices, celebrate diversity and common ground, and promote global health and well-being. Now, we are basing our work on the original WHO, the original WHO, I'm sorry, and I'm not sure how to go back. Yeah, well, nurses, let's just start here. Well, nurses are related to tools and tasks. Information is our global tool, and information sharing is our global advocacy task. This is based on our study of Florence Nightingale, who said, health is not only to be well, but to use well every power we have. And in that same essay, just a few sentences later, she said, we must form public opinion. And she had already spent decades following her own advice. Her Notes on Nursing began with a self-help book for the general public that sold out 15,000 copies in the first month of its release. She also wrote more than 200 books, pamphlets, reports on health-related issues, articles for popular journals, newspaper letters to the editor, and her original social media. We have more than 14,000 handwritten letters still available in archives around the world. She called all of this health nursing. And we've been asking, what would have she done with YouTube? Health is not only to be well, but to use well every power we have. And also to note that we are, as nurses, are achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Clearly good health and well-being, but also focusing on gender equity, quality education, clean water and sanitation, and increasingly on climate action. But we are also achieving United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 17, Partnerships for the Goals. And just briefly with 2 slides to share with you the impact of our speaker series. We've partnered for the Nurses' Voices speaker series in 23 and 24, featuring 50 nursing leaders from 34 nations. Again, sponsored by UNITAR and Sifel York, and co-sponsored by the Global Academy, Holistic Nursing, Commonwealth Nurses, Midwives, and the Integral Academy for Nurse Coaching. But that's also to say that we have had 102 leaders, including all of you, for the Student Nurses Voices speaker series. And I made sure to add the 6 of the student nurses that are representing today. Literally all of these people from across the world, from all 6 regions of WHO. Now, as nurses, we are coming to understand that the global crisis often arises from the suffering of human beings and what they've endured, is seemingly a perpetual condition of the world. Our common ground: concern, care, and compassion for suffering. But we can also find common ground in our own faiths. In the 1870s, Florence Nightingale pondered that all the world's religions are pearls in God's necklace. And as I close this introduction, I found this wonderful quote from Mahatma Gandhi and also his signature. I'll read it out. We but mirror the world. All the tendencies present in the outer world are found in the world of our body. If we could change ourselves, the tendencies of the world would also change. As we change our own nature, so does the attitude of the world change toward us. This is the divine mystery supreme. A wonderful thing it is, and the source of our happiness. We need not wait to see what others do. And a paraphrase from Gandhi, we are the change we wish to see. Thank you very much. Now, we do have our regional introduction from derived from a recording of deriving excerpts of a recording from Dr. Naima Al-Ghazeer, who may well be known to you already, one of the nursing leaders for a number of decades of the Middle East. This recording is 4 minutes long. It's excerpts of the recording that we took of her when she spoke for the Nurses Voices speaker series last June. Now, I warn you that her accent is very Middle Eastern, and she talks fast. I'm going to do my best to share it. And you let me know if you would like to hear it again. It's only 4 minutes. We can run it twice, but I will share it now.
In a country in the region that I serve, I have served most.
We have to bring it up. Wow. Thank you for your patience. Okay, can you see her name, everyone? Is she there? Making sure here. Share. Okay. Can you see her, everyone? Yes. Ready?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you.
In a country in the region that I serve, I have served most now, we are going through a different dynamics than other regions. We talk about the health rights, we talk about the instruments of human rights, we talk about all this, but the nurses have really excelled to really work under difficult conditions. Every few years, we have a big conflict, big wars that others are involved in our countries, and at the same time, big dynamics that's going on in terms of all the violence and forces used. And still, we want to meet the sustainable development goals. That in order to reach the safety and the peace, we really need to see that health is a bridge for peace. And that's my background throughout my expertise. Whether when I was a faculty at the College of Health Sciences or when I became a WHO Collaborating Center Director, and then I moved to be a senior scientist. Today we are calling it chief nurse. For me, it was senior scientist for nursing and midwifery. We were always trying to bring with every voice, our voices for peace, our voices health rather than sickness, and our voices that nurses care. When we talk about health, everybody will listen. Viruses, bacteria do not know border. They do not need visas. They do not want to be, they cannot be killed by the bombardments. They cannot be, they are there and they will happen. That's why everybody is listening. And I will assure you, I have walked the talk. When avian flu happened in 2006, everybody wanted to listen to the health as a bridge for peace, everybody. Because really we have to bring everyone around the table to really protect for peace, to bring security. This is from the Constitution. It talks about upon the fullest cooperation of individuals and states. And we should not forget the most vulnerable. This slide is quickly to show in every single epidemic, pandemic, health, promotion, nurses have been at the heart. But at the same time, look at the human rights enforcement and code of ethics. We are challenged in my region now because there is the polarization that has happened. We cannot ignore. We cannot ignore. Nurses will play and midwives will play a role to actually invest in the peace and at the same time to really bring the different, I would say, the divided entities together. We are the largest, 50 to 60% of the any health sector. Health is a bridge for peace. I believe we can do it and we can move on this. We don't have the niche, and the more important thing is it is time and time. We speak about when we are at the policy making level, please let's measure what change we brought. Let's measure what, it's not just the face. We need to be sitting there. And we need to document when we have a face representing nurses, how many of us are supporting that nursing voice to be ready to go to any board meeting or any summit meeting or any assembly meeting and speak on our face, all of us behind that nurse. And I always believe that we do have the power. It's just well to bring the partnership, and we have many successes to show how can we, when we are working together and we are contributing, we can improve the education, practice, leadership, governance. Because if I want to make any curriculum change, what does it mean transformative? What does it mean transition? What does it mean preparing the future competent personnel, especially nurses and midwives? Thank you very much for this opportunity and well-being and health for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Naima. Is everybody happy with that one round? Yes. Okay. Just before we proceed, when making sure that I know that Sarah is here and Camille is here, and we're still looking for a couple other people, but greetings to both of you. Now, next, it's my distinct pleasure to be introducing my long-term friend and colleague, Lynn Chase. Lynn has been an advisor for the Nightingale Initiative for Global Health since it began, and a board member since for 4 years now. And it is a pleasure to be introducing her, to be our co-moderator, introducing many of you, and also to say that she has had, we decided to have her be co-moderator because even though she's an American nurse working in New England, she has traveled and lived and appreciated the Middle East quite extensively. Over to you, Lynn. Unmute. Unmute. Still unmute.
Okay.
There you are.
Okay. Thank you for such a lovely introduction. I was especially happy that you allowed me to co-moderate this particular nurses series. It's really an honor and pleasure to be a part of this series because of my great fondness for the Middle East region. Not only did I live there, but I've traveled back to the region several times to many of the countries. In one of my academic programs, I did conduct a small study, and I'll be forever thankful to the many nurses who helped participate in my little tiny study and were so generous with their time. what I found out and what I discovered through this little study is that we have so much common ground. We are basically all doing very similar work in our respective areas. And this was a really nice feeling for me. And I still reach out to many of my friends within the region. So it further developed and deepened my appreciation for the resilience, the dedication, and the potential for all the healthcare professions there. And since that time, I've realized the advancements that have been made within the region, and really quite pleased to see everything that's happening in terms of medicine and nursing in particular. So I look forward to further collaborations with nursing and the sharing of information. I think we have great potential, as this is one of my areas of interest anyway. I think there are areas of strengths that we, particularly in the US, need to learn from others and share information in this way. So this is a great opportunity for all of us.
Okay, and yes, let me just say before you introduce our first professor, I've been made co-host, and I'm still a newbie at it. Somehow I'm not able to be adding the biographies to the chat. So just take each of you, when you're introducing each other, please take just a bit more to introduce, but not by much. And the recording, the web page with the recording will have all of your bios featured with your headshots after this session. Okay, Lynn, go ahead now. I apologize for not knowing how to do that. Go
Would
ahead,
you like
Lynn.
me to introduce the first person?
Yes, please introduce Dr. Rubina.
Dr. Robina Barriola, and please forgive me if I don't pronounce the names exactly correct, I'll do my best, is a professor and associate dean of undergraduate nursing education at the Aga Khan University School of Nursing and Midwifery in Pakistan. As professor and associate dean for clinical practice, she leads initiatives to enhance clinical nursing and midwifery education and services. Dr. Robina, you can take it from here.
Thank you, Lynn. I can be spelled as Dr. Rubina Barolia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for the correction.
Okay, so I since I think I will be sharing this slide, I am sure this is visible to all of you. I will just share 2-3 slides which can show our university. So I belong to Aga Khan University School of Nursing and Midwifery, Pakistan. Basically, this institution was the first, this School of Nursing was the first entity of Aga Khan University that our Chancellor, His Highness the Aga Khan IV, actually envisioned the enhancement of nursing profession that is absolutely critical for the improvement of healthcare in developing and Islamic world. So the vision is transforming the nurses for not only for the local, but for the global future. We call it SONAM, School of Nursing and Midwifery. So currently we have 700 enrolled students with 2 academic programs. We initially had 5 academic program. Now we have closed post-RN program. So now we are having graduate and undergraduate program. 90% students are on somewhat of financial assistance. Male-female ratio is 1:5. To date, we have graduated 5,000 students from Aga Khan University School of Nursing. As I said, that these are the 3 programs, like graduate includes Master of Science in Nursing and PhD. Undergraduate is 4-year BSc program. This is just to give you school infrastructure. There are audio, visual capacities, large classrooms, small classrooms, computer facilities, faculty and learning spaces along the campuses. We have 15 qualified, PhD qualified nurses. 6 of them have already done, 6 are pursuing. And first PhD nursing was awarded to our faculty member and alumni. Some of us are among WHO Global 100 Outstanding Women Nurse and Midwife Leaders. We also had fellows of Higher Education Academy in UK. This is just a snapshot of what we are in the faculty members. This slide I like very much. This is during the 40 years of celebration. We started School of Nursing in 1980. So we celebrated 40 years, and we collected alumni portfolios. And we identified that during those 40 years, 60 plus alumni are either PhD, DNP, and they are in a major leadership role, not only in Pakistan, but throughout the world, US, UK, Australia, and I think Africa, many of the continent. This is my last slide, strategic plan from 21 to 26. We are working towards transforming education, going towards outcome-based and competency-based learning, enhancing knowledge through research and innovation. We also would like to do a lot of work on climate change and environment and how to nurture people in the conducive environment. We would also like to invest in partnership and community service. So this is all about the overall School of Nursing and Midwifery in Pakistan. Now I would like to introduce Neelam Mushtaq, who is the presenter. So I will introduce her. Neelam Mushtaq is currently first year MSCN, Masters of Science in Nursing student, and also work as a nurse educator in Nursing Education Services Department at Aga Khan University. She has done her journey with diploma in general nursing, followed by post-RN BSCN, and now she is enrolled in the master's program. Her expertise lies in maternal and child health. She is working on her thesis project that also focusing on capacity building of midwife. Her scholarly engagement and authorship is also like very impressive. She has published a blog that is Nursing Knowledge and in a journal entitled Breastfeeding and Beyond. And she, as a certified master training in lactation management, she is also facilitated district level workshop organized by UNICEF. And she is also very actively contributing in extracurricular activities, as she is member of Art and Culture Committee, ACC. And also she presented posters and in a lot of international nursing days. And she has also presented that in ECD, Foundation for Health and Empowerment conferences. So with strong interest in research in education, she aspires to become a nursing faculty member after graduation and aims to be the catalyst for positive change in healthcare system of Pakistan. So without further delay, I would give over to Neelam. If may I allowed, then please go ahead, Neelam.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Barolia, for the warm welcome. That was such a lovely. Hello, everyone. You by now you must be knowing this is Neelam Mushtaq. I'm currently your one master program student at Aga Khan University, School of Nursing and Midwifery, Pakistan. So it's a privilege to represent my university and my fellow students at this distinguished forum of nursing leaders and peers from across the Middle East. So at AKU, we believe that students are not just a recipient of knowledge, but active contributors to the profession's growth. As nursing students, we are nurtured to become competent, ethical, and visionary professionals through rigorous academics, hands-on learnings, and value-based education. So the strategic goals of Aga Khan University, as Dr. Barolia mentioned, excellence, impact, relevance, and access are deeply aligned with universal priorities such as health equity, the Sustainable Development Goals, and universal health coverage. These values are reflected not just in the curriculum, but in how we as students are empowered to lead and serve. Let me share some personal experiences that reflect this commitment. So I was honored to serve as a panelist on a Facebook Live session for International Nurses Day, sharing insights of nursing evolving role. And most recently, I proudly represent students of the graduate program at the Board of Trustees meeting held last month, ensuring the student voice was heard at the highest level of governance. Beyond academics, I serve on the university's art and committee. This committee is a vibrant platform where we students celebrate identity, inclusion, creativity, thoughts, events, in such as cultural days, exhibitions, talent showcase. These activities enrich our academic journey by building interpersonal skills, cultural sensitivity, and a sense of belonging. These traits are essential in nursing practice. Our university also prioritizes students' well-being through the Student Experience Office, which supports students' initiatives, listens our feedbacks, and enhances students' life, both academically and socially. Equally important in the student's mental health and well-being office, which includes a dedicated student counselor and academic advisor. They are always available to listen, offer guidance, and when needed, they refer students for further support also. This care framework builds resilience and emotional strength in students, allowing us to perform our best. However, like other students, we encounter challenges, academic pressures, workload management, and transitions between classroom and clinical environments. These experiences underscore the need for student voices in regulatory bodies and policy-making platforms. Whether it is shaping clinical guidelines, education reform, or licensure policies, our insights as learners are vital to designing systems that are not only effective but also forward-looking. Today's nursing students are digitally fluent, socially engaged, and globally aware. We are ready to take on roles beyond bedside care as educators, as policy advocates, researchers, and health innovators. Upon graduation, we are equipped with competencies in critical thinking, leadership, evidence-based practices, interprofessional collaboration, and ethical decision making. These tools are necessary for transforming healthcare system in meaningful way. So to conclude, I urge all stakeholders to recognize students not just as future nurses, but as current partners in process. Let's continue to engage students' voices in every step of our collective journey because the future of nursing depends on how well we empower its next generation today. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you very much, Neelam. It was very lovely listening to your value of student as a partner. And just to give information to the audience that we are now working on student as a partner. So building from the curriculum level to the delivery to going into their clinical practice and research, we would like to get a partnership with all the students. So with that, thank you. Next, I would like to invite Ifat Alana. I will introduce her. She is a year 4 BSN student, Bachelor's of Science in Nursing at the Aga Khan University School of Nursing and Midwifery. She has constantly maintained academic excellence, earning a place on a Dean's Honor Roll throughout her studies, while actively contributing to academic research and co-curricular platform. She's currently leading the self-assessment review process at the university as undergraduate student representative, where her contributions span academic committees, policy consultancies, and student society. She also serves as a director of academic at the Student Research Forum, where she works on initiatives to strengthen this research culture at the university. In her second year, she was the youngest presenter at the Aga Khan University Teaching and Learning Conference, and she received Best Picha Kucha recognition for her presentation on literature circles as a learner-centered pedagogy, reflecting her early commitment to collaborative and participatory approaches in nursing education. She later presented Pakistan as a delegate at the AKU Model WHO Assembly, where she sparked her interest in global health policy. Additionally, she contributed to the President's Challenge for Climate Solutions, where she and her team developed a proposal for a solar-powered shuttle to improve campus transport sustainability. Her professional interests include holistic care, health equity, and raising the profile of nurses. She is passionate about building inclusive system and driving meaningful change in nursing education, policy, and practice that responds to both community needs and global health priorities. So with that, I invite Ifat Alana to share her views. Ifat, over to you.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Rubina, for the very kind introduction. And thank you, of course, to Dr. Diva and team for having me here and for believing it's important to have these conversations. I'm truly honored to be here. Hi, everyone. And by now, you know, my name is Ifat, and I'm a fourth-year nursing student at the Aga Khan University. I would like to start my reflection with a mini story. So when I was just a few months old, I was diagnosed with asthma. I don't remember all of it, but my mother says I was admitted nearly every other month. What I do remember vividly are the 2 a.m. nebulizer sessions, the cold warmth, and most of all, the nurses. As I grew older into a teen, I hit puberty, it eventually resolved with the kindness of nurses that I came into contact with. That kindness kind of stayed with me because they looked at me as a whole, as a kid, not just someone they had to treat. That early experience of being seen and cared for deeply touched me. It shaped the meaning and purpose of my nursing practice. I may not have known back then that I'd become a nurse, but I knew I wanted to help make the world a better place. And studying at the Aga Khan University has helped give that purpose a clearer direction. But clinical practice is where theory meets reality, and it's not always easy. One of the first things I learned in real world care is that it's messy. Simulations prepare us, but real patients don't follow scripts. Prioritization is urgent, and decisions are layered. I'd also like to share one of my clinical experiences through a short poem I wrote to capture what I witnessed and felt. I was accompanying a prenatal patient admitted in the ops unit for a scan, and during the scan, she was informed rather abruptly that she had anhydronias, meaning that there was little to no amniotic fluid surrounding the fetus. So here goes the poem. She held a scan in her hands, no fluid, no hope. That's all they said. 10 years waiting for this one chance, but in that room, her dream was dead. Mere words of care, just protocols and cold goodbyes. I brought her back. We sat. She cried. Her silence broke, and so did mine. She said thank you, and I knew this is why. Experiences like these remind me that patients are not just charts or symptoms, and students are not just observers. We feel, we reflect, and we notice everything. While our clinical rotations expose us to a wide range of patient experiences and healthcare settings, they also highlight opportunities for growth in how we support student learning. Sometimes we enter a unit ready to learn and contribute meaningfully, but the pace and pressure of the environment can make it challenging for the overwhelmed staff to engage with us fully. Still, these moments remind us of the importance of creating space for students as active, valued team members. Also, unfortunately, there's still a strong image of nurses as people who only administer medications, assist at the bedside, or follow orders. But nurses do so much more than that. They advocate, they lead, they provide emotional support, and often become the bridge between patients and the larger system. And despite these traditional barriers, I'm grateful that at AKU, student voices are not only welcomed, they are built into institutional processes. From participating in policy reviews to being part of the self-assessment review SAR in a team of student partners that AKU strongly believes in, I've had the chance to take part in shaping how we learn and grow together. In post conferences, we often reflect on what could be better, and that reflection has transformed me into a student who thinks, questions, and advocates for patient centered care. I believe nurses are leaders right from the student level. Whether it's through wellness projects, academic platforms, or speaking up during rounds, we take part in shaping practice, inspiring growth, and making a difference. But we're also part of the solution by taking responsibility for our own learning, and through reflection, advocacy, and compassionate care, we're already shaping a more responsive and inclusive healthcare system. If we keep showing up not just as learners, but as leaders, then I believe we won't just witness change, we'll help lead it. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to learning from all of you.
Thank you, Iftat. You're really going to make you are a great nurse, and we're really happy to have you join the active nursing workforce. I think the points that you make are so valid, and I hope you always remember the value of bedside nurses. I've been a nurse, I hit my 40th year this year, and those moments, those intimate moments with the patient are the best part of nursing. Even with all the education and that, the moment that you experienced, you'll never forget, and there'll be many more. And that's the greatest gift of nursing, is to be allowed in the patient's most private, and really it's a gift to be able to share that with a person that you've never met before. So I'm glad that you have value in that. Now I'd like to introduce Dr., and I'm sorry, Julie, I'm probably going to mispronounce your name, Bembinski. Please feel free to correct me. Bembinski. It's a mouthful. Thank you for your correction. She is a widely recognized nursing leader, serving an academic consultant and associate professor with the Hadassah. Is that correct?
Hadassah.
Is that correct? Hadassah Hebrew University Faculty of Medicine School of Nursing. She is an expert critical care nurse, right up my alley, and also serves as a vice president of the European Federation of Critical Care Nurses, and is a founder of Nurses in the Middle East, an organization that began with outreach to Palestinian colleagues and now encompasses countries throughout the Middle East. Really interested to hear more about this. Take it away, Julie.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Julie, and I was originally born in the United States, and I moved and immigrated to Israel in 1974, and finished high school and did my nursing education in Israel. And I worked in many facets as a nurse, mostly critical care nursing and trauma nursing. And after I received my doctorate, I moved on to education. I'm a researcher, has been a researcher since the 1990s. And so that's one of my biggest passions, is research and education. So I'd like to introduce Saar. He is one of my students, and Saar stands out in our nursing school as being one of the leaders of always taking mentorship of the nursing students who come after him, teaching them and leading them and being mentoring them through their earlier years. Even when he was still a nursing school student, he is very active in making sure that the new coming nurses know the material they're supposed to know, and he goes over it with them, and he's very active in mentoring. His dream is to become advanced practice nurse in neonatal care, and he is following that dream and going to his master's degree. And then we have even advanced practice nursing, which he will eventually go into. And he's always said to me, Julie, if there's any chance for me to do anything international, I want to do it. I want to be there. So this is his chance. And I say, Saar, I would be so proud that you would represent the nursing school students in my Hadassah Hospital Nursing School. I give the floor to Saar.
Good evening, everyone. Well, it is evening here in Israel. Nice to meet you, everyone, and it's an honor to be here. Thank you, Julie, for the warm introduction. As she said, my name is Saar Zelig. I am currently a pediatric nurse here in Hadassah Ein Kerem in Israel. I am in the end of my master's degree in Hadassah Ein Kerem nursing school, right in the end stage. During my studies, I was very active and involved in the student council, and as Julie said, helping new students know where to go and what to do, because it's very important to me to help those who need help at the beginning, because I was there and I know how it's hard to start university, especially here in Israel after you finish army. Professionally, I'm aiming towards becoming a advanced practice nurse in pediatrics. Right now, the program does not exist in Israel. We only have PICU, and we don't really have pediatrics. And I'm aiming towards helping that become a thing in Israel, and helping nurses in pediatrics get more advanced. Especially men, because we don't have a lot of men in pediatrics, which is a shame in my opinion, because we have a lot to say and a lot to help. I volunteer in a free clinic for LGBTQ rights and help take blood and do counsels. So I'm also looking to help spread equality and good health in those terms. I am very honored to be here and share your beliefs and ideas and hear what you guys have to say. And thank you.
Julie, Dr. Iman is not here. Perhaps you can
Dr.
say,
Iman, I thought she said yes. Iman?
Yes, I am there. I said at the beginning, hello.
oh, there, your name,
Yes,
your name
she's
isn't
here.
there. Oh, good,
Wow.
wonderful. Proceed, please.
Would you like me to introduce Iman?
Yes, please.
Okay, it's my pleasure. I would love to introduce Iman El-Shawish, Dr. Iman El-Shawish. She's a nursing school professor at the University of Najaf in Nablus, Palestine. And Iman and I know each other many years, and we have held conferences together in Jordan, and we present together, and we do much research together because we need a challenge. We cannot meet each other face to face, so we Zoom or we WhatsApp, or I have been to her house in Nablus, and she has been to my house in Jerusalem, but it was after much hardship that we could do that. But it was important for us to meet. And now we're continuing our research. We have publications together, and we think just by our role modeling, just by doing things together, we are showing, we are demonstrating that nursing can overcome conflict management, can overcome much conflict between countries by using nursing as a tunnel, as a journey, as a way to overcome these conflicts. Now I'd like much pleasure to introduce Dr. Iman. Iman.
Thank you very much, Julie, for the nice introduction. It's my pleasure to present today, me and my PhD student. At the beginning, after this, a
Excuse me,
long
Dr. Iman,
introduction.
we need to see your face.
Okay, because I have problem with the internet, so I am
Oh, I
apologizing.
see.
I
Okay.
couldn't open the
Okay.
camera, but it's supposed that there is picture for me.
Just show your face briefly, just so we see who you are and what you look like, and then can you do
Yeah,
that?
because I have a problem with the internet. Just this is the problem, but it's supposed that there is picture for me here.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Go
I
ahead.
know Julie since many years. We are close friends together. I am graduated from Manchester University, my PhD, before 10 years, and I got postgraduate in teaching. Now I am working at Al-Najah National University as associate professor in maternal and child health. At our university, we have two programs in nursing, which is nursing midwifery. We have many master degree, community, critical anesthesia management, as well as family medicine, which is newly started. About PhD in nursing, it's a new program that is established just before just 1 year before, and I'm glad that I have my student with me today. We have 3 students in the program because it is new. So it's my pleasure to introduce Ziad. Are you there? And I apologize because we have problem with the electricity, internet there. So I don't know if he's now here or not, but I think Kamel and Ziad here. So I would like to introduce Ziad. He's working at Al-Najah National Hospital in critical care unit, and he has master degree in emergency, and now he is a second years in his PhD program. So Ziad, the floor for you. You can talk about yourself.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Ziad Daragme. I am from Palestine, West Bank, a nurse employed at Al-Najah National University in surgical ICU since 6 years. After gaining a diploma in nursing, I went on to earn a baccalaureate degree at Arab American University and master degree in emergency nursing at the same university. I am currently enrolled at Al-Najah National University to pursue a PhD in nursing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ziad,
Thank you.
for this introduction. And now I would like to introduce Kamel. Kamel, he's a perfectionist. He's working at specialized Arab hospitals. So Kamel, can you introduce yourself and talk about yourself, please? The floor for you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Iman. Good morning, everyone. But in Palestine, evening. Good evening or morning. My name is Kamel Dababsi. I'm a second PhD nursing student at Al-Najah National University in Palestine, and currently the head of cardiac perfusion department at Al Arabi Specialized Hospital in Nablus. It is a great honor to be with you today and to represent the voice of nursing students from our region. The first, why I choose nurse, a deeply human motivation driven my journey into nursing. I have always believed that a nurse does more than deliver care. Nurse offer hope. With every patient I encounter, I learn a new lesson in compassion, patience, and professionalism. My challenges, the Palestine is the special case. My challenges, academic and clinical path. As a PhD student and practitioner in open heart surgery, I face daily challenges balancing clinical duties, academic study, and research responsibility. But the greatest challenge comes from reality of life in Palestine, where we live under Israeli military occupation. Many of us, including myself, are forced to wake up before dawn just to pass through military checkpoints. Our clinical shift and training session are often delayed or completely obstructed by sudden closure, detention, or movement restriction. We practice our profession in a system where freedom of movement is not guaranteed, and in healthcare environment weakened by limited resources and infrastructure due to ongoing occupation. And yet, despite all of this, we continue. For us, nursing is not only a profession, it is a form of resilience, a daily act of hope, and a way to bring healing to others in the face of adversity. Through both my studies and clinical work, I am to contribute sustainable development global 3, ensure healthy lives, and promote well-being for all at all ages. My current research focuses on the lived experience of patients undergoing open heart surgery at Al Arabi Hospital, with the goal of improving care quality by centering the voices of patients themselves, not just really on clinical indicator. What I truly believe that the voice of students nurse from our region matters. We are not only navigating complex healthcare system, we carry message of humanity, resilience, and hope. We have stories, we have ambition, and we have the power to help shape a better future for our communities and our profession. Finally, my message to every nursing students: learn with purpose, ask a question, and get involved. And never forget your voice has power. Change begins with a word, grows through knowledge, and leaves through action. Thank you all, and I look forward building together more compassionate, equitable, and global connected future for nursing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kamel. I open camera for you, Diva, and I hope the internet will be connected well. Thank you, Kamel, for your nice speak, and thank you, Ziad, also for your word. Actually, just we have 3 PhD students at our program, which is PhD program in nursing. But it's my honor to say that I have very enthusiastic, very strong, very passionate student that want to work. So from the first semester, all of my students, they are success to and prepared to do one manuscript. In the first semester, we teach them the qualitative study, and they were success in collecting, analyzing, and prepare the first manuscript in their life to be published solely, inshallah, from the PhD student. So I'm glad to have my student today, as well as meet all of you. It's my pleasure. So nurses are struggling all over the world. Nurses are, God create nurses to take care of the human and to do her best in everything. So thank you again. And now I want to introduce, I want to check the agenda. Sorry. Yeah, and now let me introduce Lynn, and thank you, Kamal. So now it's your the floor for you, Lynn.
Work in cardiology, and the cardiac perfusionist is my hero, because when we conduct lead extractions, the perfusionist is always waiting in the, as we say, in the wings in case we have to open the chest. So you are my security blanket that we hope we don't have to use your services, but we're so thankful and so grateful for your knowledge and expertise, and so thankful for your knowledge to have you there and ready and willing to assist us in those cases. So thank you for your work and continuing to mentor new cardiac perfusionists, and particularly in your difficult circumstances. I know how hard your work is, how stressful it is, and I can only imagine in the circumstances in which you work. So thank you for your dedication to those patients. It's much appreciated.
Thank you.
Yes. Now I'd like to introduce Abdul Karim Aga. Is that correct, Abdul? Did I even come close? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. He currently serves as a head of education and training department in Qatar. It's a private institution. It's a beautiful country. I really love it there, where he leads a dedicated team focused on delivering meaningful and transformative learning experiences for nurses and other healthcare professionals throughout Qatar. The country, I know, is making great advances in medical care. Many amazing things happening. So very interested in hearing what you have to say about nursing.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Lynn. And of course, first things first, Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon or good morning, wherever you are all over the world. I would like to extend my greeting and gratitude to Dr. Diva and to all our colleagues here tonight or this afternoon for gracing this forum that we have this evening or afternoon. I would also like to shout out to Dr. Jin for referring me to Dr. Diva for this very beautiful initiative that we have right now to hear the different voices, the difference from the student level, from the undergraduate to the graduate level, and all throughout to the PhD level nurses all throughout the Middle East. All right, it is my great pleasure to join and to tell something about the Qatar as Qatar as a country full of opportunities for the nurses here in the Middle East. So basically, I'm Abdul Karim. You can call me Abs for short. Some of my colleagues would call me Abdul. Some of my colleagues would call me Abdul Karim. Some of them would just call me Abs in a very short way. But nonetheless, I am not the highlight of this program. But with your indulgence and with your permission, I would just like to share a very short video. This is roughly 1.5 to 2 minute video, or since we are connecting, all right? And I believe I am on the last spot now. And I would like to share this video in relationship, since we are connecting in a way in all the different countries all over all over the world. All right. We wanted to show that through the initiative of Dr. Diva and its whole team, and I would also like to credit the Nursing Way, as I have been connecting with a lot of leaders and nurses all throughout the different countries. So I wanted you to listen the Nursing Way opening transmission to make sure that we are all connected with each other.
As we open this virtual space, let's connect and be present with each other. Let's get to know each other with kindness and gentleness. Let's listen to each other with generosity in our hearts. Let's learn from each other with curiosity and wonder. We are a part of nature. We are a part of Earth. We are a part of life. May we use our time together to add to peace and truth and goodness in the world.
All right, so I hope everybody's now in peace and everybody now is connected. I would like to say that, all right, I would like to say that this initiative that has been initiated by Dr. Diva and all of his team is really a great initiative. Especially as we share on the different experiences that we have as nurses, as master's degree students, or as PhD students. We do all have our different struggles and challenges. It resonated a lot from my side when I think it was Saar who was mentioning, or one of our colleagues was mentioning about their daily struggle, when they are going with their work, with the different challenges that they encounter during the current conflict here in the Middle East. But I do believe that as we go on, as we share on the same goal of having a unified peace, as nurses, as peace-loving people, I think that would always be the start of everything. Now, I would like to introduce my colleague here, who's also who's a PhD student, who has been really a very active colleague in a sense, who has been leading the way in various activities, educational activities in Qatar. Not only she has been with us for quite some time, but this colleague of mine as well has been making waves, in the Filipino community here in the Qatar and in the Middle East, transforming newly onboarded nurses one step at a time. Let us all welcome my colleague, my friend here as well, Ms. Nada Santar, PhD student.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Mr. Abdul Karim, Dr. Abdul Karim, for that wonderful introduction. I am Nada Satar, currently in Qatar working, and at the same time, I am a PhD in nursing student, as mentioned. Moving here in Qatar, I would say that at first it was difficult, and as time went on, everything seemed to be going smoothly. I think I also believe that I carry with me the voice, not just of my own, but also the voices of the patient that I have cared for, the students that I have mentored, and also the hospitals that I have served before. So my journey began in the Philippines. I have has taken me across borders. But of course, the purpose of being a nurse never changed to me. It was to enhance my knowledge continuously. It is to use my knowledge and with compassion, of course, and the advocacy to heal, to educate, and also to empower the people around me, the colleagues that I work with. So when I reflect on the meaning, when I reflect on the meaning and also the purpose of nursing in my life, I see more than a clinical responsibility. So I see a calling. As nursing for me, it's like the sacred art of being present for those who are in need or for those who are in their vulnerable moments. So whether it was me as a hemodialysis nurse, because I used to work as a dialysis nurse, or me as a nurse educator here in Qatar, or me as a PhD in nursing student aspiring to be a doctor, I continue because I believe in nursing. It is the heart of healing. So from the academic perspective, I've been privileged to journey through intensive nursing education with my master's degree major in mental health nursing. This experience, it had given me a solid foundation in the clinical theory and research, and also mental health system. So in my academic experience, I've seen a major gap with regard to mental health being stigmatized here, especially here in the GCC. Actually, there is a study that I have read that about 75% of people with mental health condition in this region, they don't seek help because most of them have this fear of judgment, of discrimination. So mental health is often missing in nursing education and in public health programs. So not in all the countries it is being advocate. So, and it shouldn't be a single topic though. We need to teach it across all areas of care. So throughout my journey of self-reflection, I would say it has been a powerful compass to me to ask myself, like, what do I really need now in my nursing path? And I will always come up with 3 reasons or 3 answers. So it would always be about courage, about collaboration, and it would always be about compassion. So with regard to that, with all these 3 things, I always draw strength from the mentors who have always seen the potential in me during my college years, during my master's years, and even now in my PhD in nursing studies. Because, of course, there was a point in my life where I also doubted myself, but I stand tall because of these mentors who have inspired me, who have seen the strength that I have. So with the students and also with the classmates or with the global community that I work with the healthcare professionals, they also remind me that we are never alone in this work. So as we confront today's challenges, as I have mentioned earlier, what stands out to me the most is the mental health crisis. Like around the world, there are still people who are suffering silently, and some systems are not prepared to respond. But with that, I see like 3 solutions for that. We must integrate mental health into all levels of nursing curriculum. not just we have to make it like one of the central theme. We need also to empower nurses to become like policy advocates, because I believe real change, it doesn't happen only in the bedside. It also happens during the decision making, in the decision making table. Third and lastly, we should embrace innovation. So looking ahead, I am filled with hope that the future of nursing is interdisciplinary, that it is compassion driven. And I also believe that in order for us to lead globally, we should have these three key traits that I have mentioned earlier, in connection to what I have mentioned earlier. We should practice courageous presence. We should embrace also collaborative practice. And we should pursue compassionate innovation. So to close my speech, I would like to say that let us be the nurses who do not wait for change. Let us be the change. And that would be all. Thank you so
All
much.
right. All right. Thank you so much, no, Miss Nada. Again, from my team, here all the way from Qatar, we would like to extend our heartfelt thanks for inviting us in this global initiative. Just like when I was conversing with Miss Nada just today, we were really talking behind, and we were quite ecstatic and excited as well on what will happen in this global forum that we have. Indeed, that we can share our insights, we can share our experiences, and it would be very valuable to us if there would be any questions later on in the exchange of questions and answer portion. So Dr. Lin, with your indulgence again, let me also have a closing statement from my side, as I would quote the favorite Chinese proverb of Dr. Jean Watson: if there is light in the soul, there will be beauty in the person. If there is beauty in the person, there will be harmony in the house. If there is harmony in the house, there will be order in the nation. And there is order in the nation, there will be peace in the world. That will be all from our side. Assalamu alaikum. Namaste, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Lynn?
Nada, your work is so important. You're definitely filling a critical gap in our healthcare system, which, by the way, is everywhere. We really need to normalize the discussion on mental health. It's no different than any other health system. And so thank you so much for your work, and carry on. This is good. This is very good. And you have an important role. Thank you for your strong work.
Okay, so Dr. Abdul was asking for some questions, some question time, and we actually have some. We actually have about a half an hour, a little longer. Dr. Abdul, to follow up on your request, what question would you like to ask, and would you have a specific person to answer?
Actually, I was thinking, from our side, if our attendees tonight, or if any of our audience would like to ask questions or probably share insights or connect with us, we would be very happy to engage and discuss some things related to their experiences as student nurses, or as master degree nurses, or as even co-PhD students as well. This would be very valuable conversation with us.
Yes, indeed. We're going to watch the chat for that. But meanwhile, before that, we're going to have a dialogue between the panelists, professors and students. So Dr. Abdul, do you have a question for anybody else on the panel?
Yes. Actually, I was thinking with our colleagues, or with our dear faculties who are currently now in Palestine, because it is my, how should I say it? It is my greatest sadness right now that there is still an ongoing conflict between two countries. And I would like to ask, probably from Dr. Julie, who is actually, I think, from Israel, right? Or is it in Palestine? How do you manage your students, with the ongoing conflict right now? And how do you make sure that learning is still there, despite all the disruptions in the classes, or probably the disruption in the mentorship, with all the ongoing conflicts that is happening right now in your state?
I think I find as long as we stay very professional and we are very empathetic and we can contain everyone's hardships and challenges, but we stay professional, we have the patient always, patients and family needs are always foremost. We can hear each other, we ventilate with each other. But again, staying a professional is, I think that's the answer and the solution of why nurses can overcome hardships on both ends. Everybody, 100%, is suffering. One side is suffering because of occupation. The other side is suffering because of constantly defend ourselves. So there's suffering from all sides, and we are the most empathetic profession. So we empathize with each other and we stay professional. And I think that's the take-home message that I would like to provide.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Julie. Dr. Tess, you're able to come back to us. You had you brought me a message, Dr. Tess. Are you there?
Yes, I am here. Yeah, definitely. Well, we kind of like wrap up a bit earlier than we usually do. So that's really great that we have enough time to be able to engage our participants to this conversation. So as we all have listened to you guys, you have shared with us some of the challenges and some of the wisdom that you have gained, through all this, through the journey that you have gone through to achieve where you are right now. We would really want to redirect everybody to think about where are we in our current curriculum, where are we right now, where we can best improve nursing curriculum so it best meets the future of nursing in the years ahead. So anyone can respond. I could throw that out to our participants from Aga Khan, and then it could be followed by participants from Qatar and participants also from, okay, I missed the other Palestine. Thank you.
Okay, maybe if nobody wants to go, I can share my experience probably. Here in Qatar, we have been trying to integrate a lot of different methodologies already with regard to curriculum development or improving the current system that we have right now. I have been attending, or I have been invited in some forums and some talks as well on where are we right now on nursing as in general. I believe international nursing, the ICN Congress is live right now in Finland, and there are a lot of great speakers there speaking about where is nursing right now. As I would quote Dr. Jean as well, it has been, the definition of nursing have already changed. I think by the year 2021 with the American Nurses Association definition, which included the word caring. And I believe that is already the core of nursing. All nurses, whether nurses or whether that's midwives, I believe that we need to emphasize more the concept of caring in curriculum development and even in our teaching methodology. That's why I am a strong advocate as well of integrating caring science on different nursing curriculum and activities that we have. It does not only, it is going back to the grassroots level, wherein you try to empathize with people, you try to hear these people, and you try to listen to what do they really want. All right, especially when we are taking care of our patients, where we are taking care of the elderly, where we are taking care of the sick individual. It all starts with the core of nursing, which is caring. All right. That's why I have been quite passionate, when I would always hear in our sessions that we are never gonna be replaced by what we call the AI, because we are humans. And I think that is a very important part that should be integrated as we teach nursing in the near future, or as in this present time right now. And I do believe as well in the model, which we would always say that it all starts with the head, it is all processed in the heart, and it is all being done by our hands. I think that is a valuable concept that should be remembered.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing, what you guys are starting to do in Qatar. Um, Now let me ask our Aga Khan friends, Aga Khan University, is there anything that you want to share with us? Like
Yeah,
Dr.
so
Abdul mentioned about methodologies. Would love to hear really what methodologies are really being embedded right now to help improve nursing curriculum for the future.
yeah, thank you. So this is Dr. Barolia. Actually, I have to pause my video because of this internet connection. But
Thank you.
for us at the Aga Khan University, we are actually transforming our curriculum from content saturated or content heavy to the outcome based curriculum. And it's a competency based curriculum. We have gone through certain training, and that actually outcome of our curriculum, we want that after the 4 year of undergraduate program, what attributes we would like to see in our graduates, particularly when dealing with the country situation, our culture, our customs. We also need to see, because Pakistan is also not very stable country in terms of the political and other issues which are going here. So and the climatic situations that Pakistan is going through. So looking at those, we want our graduates to build confident in changing and managing the health system, because we want to go through transforming the health system through nursing practice as well. So that's why my colleagues also have said that we also would like to participate in regulatory bodies, in policy makings, though we are not yet there, but we want our graduates to be prepared to like be confidently give their approach, going evidence based, and getting into the local solutions, though which can be derived from the regional and the global arena. But what are the local solutions that we can take, which are also giving some economic impact as well. So these are the some of the competencies that we would like our graduates to have. So we have listed down what are the attributes, and then now we are moving towards the outcome based, which is competency based curriculum. We had certain trainings also, our faculty members have, and now we are actually listing the from the simple to complex kind of competencies from year 1 to year 4 and to the internship.
Thank you so much, Dr. Barolia. So that's really amazing. I remember seeing that as well in Mongolia, as they're looking at their culture and how to embed culture into the nursing curriculum so that it well meets the needs of the population being served. And I'm glad that you did mention that you're bringing this up into the level of a policy and regulatory bodies so that this indeed would be sustained and embedded, through years to come. Um, any other thing that you would want to add? We'd appreciate that. Or else we can move to our Palestinian participants? Hi, Lynn.
I believe Dr.
Wanna
Julie
share
had
something?
her hand up. Dr. Julie
Oh,
had
indeed. I couldn't see it. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for saying that.
Dr. Julie.
I think that's
Hi, Dr.
Iman.
Julie.
There's two Julies here.
Oh,
And
there's two
Iman
Julie.
is under my name, but go ahead, Iman. I think it's
Iman.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Iman.
Julie,
Sorry, I
Julie
didn't
number
see your
2.
name.
Yeah, just because I use her link to enter for the meeting because it's not work to go through the Zoom, which is in my email. So I asked her to send the link for that. I am Julie number 2. Yeah. I think the most challenges nowadays because really it's a problem. We have still gap between the theory and the clinical part. Even now we are in the 21st century, but actually everywhere in the world, the problem is exists. We tried a lot to make a good connection. And I think inserting now the technology into nursing care and into healthcare system, from my point of view, it will increase the problem because we will rely on report, we will rely on technology, on the tablet, on computer, on everything. So I think this will keep the distance between us as a nurse and the patient. So the challenge is now how to do the balance to provide the caring, to provide the basic human caring that we have to do, and also to make balance with the technology because without inserting technology in nursing, we will keep our professional, not updating because it is nowadays in every profession. If you go anywhere, any shop, any industry, they try to improve their services by inserting new technology, new IT, new things. So this is in my head. And this is the new challenges for the future. And really, we have to emphasize on it how to keep standardized level of caring in this new era.
I'd like to speak to that as well. Boy, you really hit on something because in the States, we have so much technology, and I work still in the hospital, and I see it every day. And I've been in the business long enough, as we say, that I was there before the technology. And, the patients, they expect us to understand the technology, understand the science of medicine and nursing, but what they remember is the caring aspect of healthcare. And, when they do the Gallup poll or the surveys or whatever, when the care is finished and they go home, the things that they remember are really the essence of nursing. Whether or not the nurse actually spoke to them, the caring touch, all of these things that are differentiate nursing from medicine, from the medical model, really. And I'm seeing less and less and less of the nursing can be both. We can have the technology and we can also have what separated us from the medical model for so many years. We had the sweet sauce, and that's the caring, the loving touch of connecting with a human being, because we spend more time with the patient. We connect more with the patient than the physician. And that's what patients want. That is part of the healing of the human spirit, the human body. And I'm really concerned about this. It's one of my big concerns because it's difficult. We're really being torn because the technology is prohibiting, it's constricting the time that we can spend doing that with the patient. In some respects, you think that it would provide us with more time to spend with the patient, but in some ways it restricts the time that we can actually It's
Lynn?
it's complicating things. It's really
Lynn.
complicated.
Lynn, thank you so much. I'm sitting here, I totally agreeing with you and hearing all of this. I want to be sure that we leave the last minutes for the students to speak to this. Students from the Aga Khan, either of you, would you like to?
Thank you, Dr. Eva, for giving the opportunity. I would like to add to the Dr. Lynn's point. Basically, technology nowadays, it's student friendly actually. It adds on so much, knowledge and competency. Just take an example of simulation-based learning, right? So currently, we at Aga Khan University, we are getting so many simulation-based hands-on trainings, which are actually making us competent to work in more handy way in the patient area. So before going to the patient area, we are basically very equipped and very handy with the practices, being it cardiac sounds, respiratory, changes, cardio works, rhythms, and also we are at times very much efficient, and we learn effectively with these technologies. So for students, I would say these technology based learnings, they adds on in our clinical practices also. And if we talk about the actual practice settings, so at times these technologies saves our time also. Like we do have a practice of scanning medications. We do have barcode systems. We scan and then administer. So these strategies, they are just for saving our time. So we save our time at some point, and we utilize that time effectively with patients also. So I am totally in favor of that technology and AI. We teach, we learn a lot from this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If that would, would you like to speak to this, Aoife? Aoife?
Nada. Nada Sada?
Yes. Yes,
All
good evening. Hello.
Hello, Nada.
Yes.
You're great.
Good evening to each and everyone. I would agree with Miss. I'm sorry with if correct me if I'm wrong. Her name was Elam.
Yeah, it's Neelam.
Neelam. Sorry, apologies for that. So Neelam. Here in Qatar, we have a simulation center from the Hamad Medical Corporation. It is we call it IPCAN. So me as a PhD nursing student and as well as a nurse educator here, we are constantly being invited by the Hamad Medical Corporation to attend one of their like seminars or their simulation-based trainings, which would help us not only in the clinical setting, but as well as it would help us in teaching or training our staff nurses before we would send them to their patients. So as nurse educators, we are being trained in the simulation area. And then when we have newly hired nurses, we would then train them as well as what we have learned from the simulation from Hamad Medical Corporation. So I think it is really a great help when it comes to the nursing process, nursing practice as well. So I would agree with Ms. Nilam with this one. Thank you so much.
So we technically have very good points here, both in the context of how to use technology, being part of that, of course, AI, which is the future, and what other eyes would come out, in the next future of years. But what's what context is it that we want to be sure that this technology is not going to absolutely use us as the nurse provider versus nursing using technology in order to empower patient safety and continue to improve the care that we provide. So there's always the end point, one on the other side and one on the other perspective. Because I still, like Dr. Barolia did mention earlier on, and I want to capitalize on that, when you want to know how to balance technology and the human factor in nursing. And we know simulation for sure. We have used that just to, personally, I was a consultant in Qatar before, and we use simulation for patient safety. So, and that was early part of 2014, 2015. And that made a big difference. And that truly has made a big difference in our learning here. But the same token, not forgetting the critical part of the human touch of a nurse, that connection, the relationship. Dr. Barolia?
Yeah, she has it, her hand.
Yes.
Yeah. Just add to what you're saying that these technologies. So it's. I think we need to include these technology in also using it in improving our communication, connecting with the patient. Like for example, we try to teach how to communicate with different kind of patients, with different culture, with different religion, through simulation and simulated patients as well. Those are actors bringing sometimes depression, patients who are depressed, who are in palliation, who are nearly dying. So all those techniques of communication can also be learned using AI techniques and using the simulation. So it is very important. I agree that we can use all those technology, but should not forget the core, which is communication and connecting with the patient. And we need to check that how that connection can also be taught and included while using this technology. So I completely agree with you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Abdul, I know you have your hand up, but let's see if there's anyone from Israel or Palestine that would like to speak to this, especially because I know that the gentlemen that are from Israel and Palestine are already deep in technology. That's their careers already. From Israel or Palestine?
I think Julie is better to talk about technology than me, isn't it, Julie?
I'm not so sure. I think you have to rely a lot more on technology because you have so much remote learning and remote studying and simulation. While we, after COVID ended, we stopped having the remote technologies of with our patients and with our with while we're teaching. So and that's become much better because I think when we taught through the Zoom or whatever, there was a lot less empathy was going through. What do you feel about that, Iman?
I think during COVID, we use a lot of online teaching, but nowadays, because we have closed for the checkpoint, the student, they couldn't come every day to the university. So again, we go to the strategy to use embedded online and Zoom in teaching. And to be honest, we are now more professional in use both blended learning, and I did a lot of research and study show that we have a benefit of doing that because we have a lot of hidden advantages. The student in his house. He can learn by his advantage time. He can drink coffee. He can arrange his time when he's ready to open the model or Zoom and to teach himself. So he can learn by easily, more than suffering from coming to university every day, to go through checkpoint, which is sometimes take many hours, and he suffered from that. And another thing now, at our university, we start, as Julie said that we has simulation. We have AHA Center, which is to make it training for PULSE, for ACLS, for basic life support. We have virtual now AI virtual teaching by use, all of the technology, and really this is helping to introduce our student to any new things in life, because sometimes we couldn't send our student to the hospitals. So instead of that, we ask them to go to simulation lab to make real scenario, and asking them to deal with the scenario as a real case. So I am agree with you. There is advantages of inserting technology into teaching and curriculum, but in the future, again, this is my fear, for the technology to replace us maybe more than 50%. And after that, we have some hidden disadvantages that we cannot touch it. Maybe now we said about the caring things, the basic things, but for the future, I believe that there is a lot of hidden disadvantages that we touch it later on. For example, when we go to the hospital, we teach the student to talk with the patients, to talk with the doctors, to make a round, to break the barrier between them and the clinical. But when using simulation, when we said to the student 100 times, just talk to the mannequin or to simulation, it does not replace the real situation in the hospital. It is not. For that, I believe in the future we will face a lot of a problem. I don't know exactly what is it, but by the time we will see it. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from Israel or Palestine? Well, we have a little more time. Camille, Zahar? Is it anyone? Dr. Abdul, you had your hand up.
You mean Abdul Qadir? You mean Abdul Qadir, yes?
Yes, we're looking for someone to speak. Dr. Abdul had his hand up, and we also are wondering if anyone else from Israel or Palestine would like to speak.
All right. I do apologize though. I was confused.
A little louder, Abdul. You're kind of muted.
I think you're mute.
All right, there you go. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. I think there was an issue with my audio headset, but anyways, I just would like to share now my insight regarding the use of AI and the technology, because there was a question raised, like how can really the use of technology be efficient and not forgetting the human touch or the connection between people. And this, I remember a student or a mentee of mine was asking this one with me. I said, there's only one thing that I could share with the emergence of artificial intelligence in this era right now. I would always say this to my mentee or to my students, that to always teach humanity along technology. In a sense, how would you would need to put that context in that specific field? You need to put the context of ethics. You need to put the context of emotional intelligence, and of course, as a nurse, the moral reasoning as a human that we have. It must grow with technical proficiency that we have right now. Of course, AI literacy is not just about learning prompts or maybe learning codes or maybe asking ChatGPT on what specifically to do. But it is all about asking as a nurse, as a midwife, or as a healthcare professional, what is the right thing to do with this power that has been invented in this recent generation that we have? So I leave you with that powerful question. What is the right thing to do with this power? And I think the most important thing there is, of course, to still be human. Be human at all times. Even we have a lot of technology right now.
Thank you, Abdul. Thank you, everyone. We have just a tiny bit more time. Lynn, would you like to make a closing comment, a couple sentences?
I would just like to thank everyone for their participation and input into this really important Nurses Voices series. Again, this is, I travel a lot, and this definitely is my favorite region of the world. So I value all your input and encourage you to continue on in your careers. We're all doing really important work, and I'm really impressed with what everyone had to say and the work that you're doing, and thankful for all that you do. So thank you very much for your time and all your efforts.
Thank you, Lynn. And Tess, do you have any thoughts in the closing concepts?
Yep. So one thing that I always would tell when I teach our staff here at work, teaching them about barcode, scanning and medication administration, is I always remember technology is only as good as what we tell technology to do for us. And a lot of it also still relies upon us, the final decisions that we want to do and the choices that we make. And therefore, let technology be, not overpowering, but let technology align with what we do. But we are still, putting our humanness on top of it because we need our critical thinking. And thank you so much for all the things that you have shared. And definitely, we're looking forward to getting connected with you. And we'll send you an email with regards to some questions that may be like a debrief from this session. Thank you.
We have someone raised their hand. No? Abdul has suggested that we all put our visuals on, and so then I can grab a screenshot of all of this. But just briefly now, because yes, please, Camille and Zar and Julie, screenshot so that we can all see each other. And I will grab a screenshot of this, and we'll use it and share it. We have everyone? Smile, say cheese. That's what we say to say. Whatever you say to say. There we are. Now, in the final minutes, we have a tradition now to be sharing the Nightingale Declaration for a Healthy World, and I will be sharing this now. Can you see it?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. The Nightingale Declaration for a Healthy World is our founding credo. And just to briefly say that this was crafted by our original founders during the SARS epidemic in 2003, when nurses were dying, looking after patients in Toronto. And this has become the credo that we apply ourselves in every way to these ideas, these commitments with the Nightingale Initiative. And also to say that it is now in 17 language versions, including Arabic, and Hebrew. And also just to say that we'd be open to the ladies in Pakistan for a Urdu version. And so now I'm going to be bringing each sentence in a separate slide. And in some cases, people like to read this with me. So if you would like to read it, by all means, do so. We'll start. We, the nurses and concerned citizens of the global community, hereby dedicate ourselves to achieve a healthy world. We declare our willingness to unite in programs of action, to share information and solutions, and to improve health conditions for all humanity, locally, nationally, and globally. We further resolve to adopt personal practices and to implement public policies in our communities and nations, making this goal achievable and inevitable, beginning today in our own lives, in the life of our nations, and in the world at large. Florence Nightingale, what would she be saying to us in this webinar? We are only on the threshold of nursing, in the future which I shall not see, for I am old. May a better way be opened. May we hope that when we are all dead and gone, leaders will arise who have, whoops, sorry. Hope I can take it back. Quickly, let me find it, the ending. We are only on the threshold of nursing. In the future which I now shall not see, may a better way be opened. May we hope that when we are all dead and gone, leaders arise who have persisted and experienced in the hard, practical work, the difficulties and the joys of organizing nursing reforms, and who will lead far beyond anything we have done. She said this in 1893, and it is still relevant to us today. We all are doing what she has asked and wondered. And I thank you all so much for this remarkable, awesome sharing from all of you. And how it gives me chills to think about all of you and what you're bringing, and this global dialogue that we've been privileged to bring and share